Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I've been down at my hunting and fishing club, and so I took this picture that you're looking at while I was down there today. There are like 5 stocked bass brim and catfish ponds on this property, and a while back I was joking around about having an official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club. And we do have one. It's ProCoin News, and it's also my favorite crypto website. So I took this picture and put this on here so that this is an actual picture. Actually, this is an actual picture from my hunt club. In fact, the guys that down there said that they spotted an alligator on this particular lake maybe a couple of months ago. I haven't seen him yet. But down in this part of the country, we have a lot of alligators. So if I see that alligator, I'll take a picture and I'll post that with a ProCoin News logo on it. But by the way, the only reason I haven't started showing more video and photo of my hunt club with ProCoin News on it is that they were going to send me some stickers like to put on my I have an electric golf cart down there. I'm going to put a sticker on there so that you can watch what's going on at the official hunt club while you see your ProCoin News sticker. Or we've also got ProCoin News camouflage hats for the hunt club members. So you'll be able to see that, and I'll do some live streams down there too. It's going to be fun. I thought it was once somebody actually emailed me and said they wanted to do it, I thought it'd be a great idea. Plus, these guys, they surprised me. Ever since we started talking about it, these guys are like putting out some serious content on the news side. It's exactly what I had hoped for. Crypto Bull, XRP is creating a second multi-year wedge, setting higher lows. When XRP broke out of its first wedge, the price rose 70,000%. If history repeats, we would see a price well above $100. I have been in XRP since way back here, folks. I've been through all of this, okay? I've been through the ups and the downs. I remember in 2015 reading that that FinCEN had sued Ripple and had fined them $700,000. I remember wondering if I was wrong and it was all over and they were just going to close this company down way back then, and it didn't happen. Here we sit. So who knows how this thing goes, but I love that number right there. I'll tell you that. Okay, ProCoin News, Ripple SEC settlement talk confirmed. Okay, now that's a headline. That's a thumbnail. That tells me these guys know how to use titles on articles. It's important in social media, and it's important in any media. If you look at, there's a reason that every time you look at CNN or Fox News, they put breaking news. The word breaking gets them views. That's why they put it there, period. Okay, and this article is based on Stefan Huber's tweet right here. Tweet right here. I was not even aware of that. The SEC and Ripple have a binding agreement to talk about a settlement for at least an hour, 2 weeks after fact discovery. It's right here. Okay, and what's interesting about that is what's said down here, and I think I heard either Jeremy Hogan or John Deaton say this too. Fact discovery, this person says, when is fact discovery over? January. Okay, so if fact discovery is over in January, what this means is they must meet face to face for at least 1 hour to discuss settlement within 14 days after the close of so sometime in January, within 14 days, they have to discuss settlement. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you this. Today, this is Katie Hawn. She was of Andreessen Horowitz. And I wanted to show, I saw this, that she had quit working at Andreessen Horowitz and she's gone out on her own. Well, I wanted to remind you of who she is. 5515. She is the assistant U.S. attorney that signs off on the Ripple FinCEN settlement. Okay, 1/24/2018, Jay Clayton speaks at Stanford. She's in the audience asking a question. You'll see her here in a second in that audience. The very next day, Clayton meets with Andreessen Horowitz and instructs them to work on the digital asset framework. And then, of course, Bill Hinman's Ethereum free pass speech is on the 14th of June, 2018. Then, on the 25th, just a few days later, Katie Haun starts work at Andreessen Horowitz. Her first project is a crypto fund with Chris Dixon, who's the same guy that Jay Clayton, when he walked over to their office after the Stanford talk, Chris Dixon is the guy that Jay Clayton picked to lead the venture capital working group and put together all the industry participants. So then when she gets there a few days after the Hinman's free pass speech, she gets to Andreessen Horowitz and starts a crypto fund, and two of the things that they're investing in are Bitcoin and Ethereum. Think I'm wrong on all this? Here's the thing where it shows where she was involved in the Ripple Labs case. Here is her signing off on 5/5/15 on the case. Here is the people welcoming her to Andreessen Horowitz. I'm absolutely thrilled to announce that our newest general partner is Katie Haun, June 25th, 2018. This is January 24th when Clayton was at Stanford. This is from our timeline. January 25th, this is when he meets with Andreessen Horowitz. At this meeting, he appoints Chris Dixon to get industry players together, requests a memo detailing a framework. The industry players that Chris Dixon goes and gets: Perkins Cooley, or Chris Dixon and maybe Lowell Ness, who was Andreessen Horowitz's attorney. Perkins Cooley, McDermott, Will and Emery, Union Square Ventures, and Andreessen Horowitz, the venture capital working group. Most of them are also in the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Okay, so now you can watch this. First part of this is Greg Kidd, who was at Ripple at the time that Katie Haun was going after Ripple before the FinCEN settlement. And then the second part, you'll see Katie Haun at that Jay Clayton Stanford talk, and Joseph Grunfest is also on stage.
And I was at Ripple when we went in for Treasury to have that conversation, and the investigation and the FinCEN file probably started, within 5 minutes of me leaving the building. And so
I was a federal prosecutor for over a decade, and I was one of the first Bitcoin and cryptocurrency prosecutors, was the crypto coordinator for the Justice Department. And now I'm no longer with the government, so I can ask you, how do you and your staff keep up with all of these technologies?
So at the time that she's sitting there, she's on the Coinbase board, which is invested in by Andreessen Horowitz. I believe, don't quote me, I think Chris Dixon was also on the Coinbase board, and may be to this day. Now, this was put out by TAIG XRP. Jay Clayton signed his public financial disclosure report a few months before he was sworn into office. Apollo Management, who he said he didn't know was listed under assets and income and retirement accounts. Okay, so right here is his disclosure. There it says that he's this is a retirement account. Now, I don't know if that means he just had an account or if that means that he knew these guys or what. But we know that there's also been things from his calendar that show some of the people he's working with now that he said he did not know before he left office. They're on his calendar. We've seen that before too. Now, I wanted to drive this point home. This is Katie Haun too. The mission of the Safe Harbor memo, written by Lowell Ness, which was Andreessen Horowitz's attorney. This is not my word. Lowell Ness said this himself. We've got the video. The mission of the Safe Harbor memo was to get Bitcoin and Ethereum out from under securities laws in 2018. Remember, only Ethereum is mentioned in that Safe Harbor memo. Nobody else. So these venture capital working group members were the only thing in that Safe Harbor memo, which is what Lowell Ness said was what inspired the Hinman speech. The only thing mentioned in that memo is Ethereum. So in other words, in 2018, these guys were working on behalf of getting Ethereum and Bitcoin a free pass. There was no, everybody else didn't matter apparently, from what I can tell. But now the tune is different, probably because probably because people in social media are talking about this, saying, what in the world did you guys do in 2018? And now they're all acting like they want to work on behalf of the industry. My question is, where were they in 2018 on behalf of the industry? The memo only mentioned Ethereum, but now they're worried about regulations for the industry as a whole. 3 years later.
One thing we've been championing is fit for purpose regulation. We absolutely think regulation is good for business. And there is this myth that there's the Wild West, crypto entrepreneurs don't want regulation. I think that's actually just not the case. What they want is a little more clarity. And we're certainly working with some of the best founders in the space to help bring about that clarity. And we'll continue to do that.
My question is whether they were working for clarity for the industry after they got the Ethereum free pass on June 14th of 2018. Have they been working for industry clarity since that time? Or did it just happen recently when everybody started getting pissed? That's my question. And then this person says, the thing is that Andreessen Horowitz is an investor in Ripple. And I asked this question. I said, so is Mike Novogratz, but he's taken every chance he could get to take shots at XRP over the years. And then I have a question. If you had $1 invested in Ripple, the equity in Ripple, but you had $1 million, and I'm not saying he does or does not, I'm just hypothetical here. If you had $1 invested in Ripple private equity, but you had $1 million invested in Bitcoin, and you constantly bashed XRP, would you be crazy or crazy like a fox? That is my question. Okay, now let's move along to the next thing. Okay, now here I wanted to drive this home. Behind closed doors with industry players, the SEC decided to use the proposed safe harbor memo to give Ethereum a free pass on 6/14/2018, leaving all other crypto in purgatory until this day. Why did they want to keep it confidential? This is a very basic question that every single financial media outlet should have these people on to ask. They should have Katie Hawn. I don't know if Katie Hawn was involved or not. She just happened to show up right after the thing. We know Lowell Ness was involved. Why don't they have Lowell Ness on CNBC and ask him why it was so confidential? There's others. Nancy Wotas was there. I think that she was working in good faith. I think she thought she was working on behalf of the industry. Why not have her on? I know she's a straight shooter. She'd be a great interview for CNBC. Or Charles Gasparino. Have some of these people on. Ask them the question. It's very simple. Why were you trying to keep it confidential? What was the purpose of keeping it confidential leading up to the Bill Hinman Ethereum free pass speech?
Made his way over to see Andreessen the next morning, and this is the part that now not a lot of people know. And he invited Chris Dixon to round up the sort of the industry players.
They were supposed to be confidential and submitted to the SEC. Within days, they were public. In fact, as the newspaper reporters were calling me, I'm going, oh my God, how did that get out? And all of us were immediately reaching out to Andreessen Horowitz saying, we didn't send it, honest.
So you can see the safe harbor proposal that we put into the SEC. It was all supposed to be confidential and it got leaked, as well as a memo from Lowell's firm, which is an excellent memorandum on why tokens should not be securities. But so it got leaked, and that's why we feel pretty confident about talking about the conversations we've been having with the SEC.
Man, wouldn't it be funny if we found out that Hester Pierce was the one that leaked the memos? Because my understanding is they tried to leave her out of this thing. John Deaton tweeted this. This is why we need an independent investigator with subpoena power. As for this, we must find out who bought large quantities of Ethereum prior to June 14th, 2018 speech, especially between March 28th and June 13th. Did anyone take a big short position on XRP just prior to the suit? That's what we want to know, folks. Now, I've been saying it for a while, but Real XRP Boy put this video out. This is someone else saying it. Listen, I'm going to play at least half of this. I want you to hear what she has to say.
Welcome to Business Game Changers. I'm Sarah Westall. I have Jeremy Kaufman coming to the program. He is the CEO of Odyssey, of Library, which is the parent company of Odyssey. And the SEC is targeting them because of their cryptocurrency library and claiming that they're a security. His company and Ripple are the two that are really being targeted by the SEC that I know of and that he knows of. At least those are the ones that have started to get publicity on this. And we're trying to figure out why. He shares what the SEC complaint is, what they're saying, the legal aspect of it, and his thoughts on it. It is a big deal that they're going after him. And why are they going after him? What does this mean to the whole cryptocurrency, to blockchain? What does it mean to that whole industry? And why are they supporting companies like, or the cryptos, Bitcoin and Ethereum, and not these other ones? What's behind all of this? It's very serious and it means a lot. And we need to get to the bottom of this. And I got to say that SEC really needs to have integrity on this and treat everyone the same. I really question their integrity when they're not letting people know what they're doing wrong, when good people are trying to follow the laws, trying to do what's right, and they're being targeted and not being told what they're doing wrong. There's a problem here, and that needs to be rectified. And it's not okay that this government agency that supposedly is funded by the taxpayers is operating like this. They need to have more integrity and be more of a beacon of what America is. And I hope to God America isn't that, where you just target anybody who you believe might be a challenge to other powerful interests. And we need to see you being an organization with integrity. And so we'll watch this and see what goes on. And I hope this gets a lot more publicity, and that the publicity that it gets is honest and truthful publicity, and not one that spins us in a way that hurts the innocent and the people that have integrity and are trying to do good things.
All right. I like it. I'm going to find out her name, and I'm going to find out the guy that she was talking about. Now, this is interesting, folks. We have a whistleblower alert. We've given the SEC so many whistleblower alerts. We've been ignored completely to this point. But John Deaton has a whistleblower alert. This guy, Sunday Saucy, has brought something to his attention. I think Bill Hinman could have used some legal advice before signing the sworn declaration filed by the SEC. If his speech reflected only his personal opinion and was not guidance by the SEC, he is in violation of Title V. And he goes on. The speech was intended to express my own personal views. To the best of my knowledge, the Commission had not taken at any time and still has not taken any position or expressed a view as to whether offers and sales of Ether constituted offers and sales of securities. You can't use public office for private gain. He's got the quote here of the Title V. Says his firm was a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. It goes on, and it's like, talks about how Hinman collected $15 million while at the SEC. If the law has always been crystal clear, as Clayton and Gensler claim, then there was no reason for Hinman to give the speech declaring Ether a non-security. The SEC claims his speech had nothing to do with SEC guidance to markets. Hinman might want to seek counsel. Folks, this brings up another point. Let me make sure everybody hears this crystal clear, folks. John Deaton is talking about, in this one of his other tweets here, about subpoena power. That right there is their worst nightmare. You know what's going to happen here sooner rather than later. Probably you're seeing CNBC start to pick this up. Somebody's going to squeal like a pig, folks. Somebody in this equation does not want to get in the kind of trouble that they could get into. And I guarantee you that some of these guys out there, they know that they know darn well what's happened here. Because there's too many. Look, when I have a video that I put on Twitter of John Deaton holding up that redacted document from the SEC, when he's holding that, when that guy was holding it up, and it gets 250,000 views in 24 hours, the people are pissed. They know what's going on. You saw what this woman said just now. Just average people that are trying to do the right thing, like she said, they're starting to get pissed off. All right, now let's go on to some positive news here. Ripple. Zhang, I don't know if I'm saying that right, is bringing carbon credit solution to the XRP ledger, one of the first major carbon neutral blockchains. Read more about it here. It says sustainably run securities exchange operated in partnership with the United Nations announced today that it will develop a carbon credit solution on the carbon neutral XRP ledger. They're working hand in hand with the UN Development System, focusing on African market infrastructure solutions for carbon markets and to contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals. Now think about this while I'm talking about this, folks. Here you got Gary Gensler, who's trying to act like he's at the SEC, and you had Allison Heron Lee, and they're talking about climate friendly programs at the SEC. And here you've got Ripple, who defines this. Bitcoin and Ethereum are the exact opposite of anything that's climate friendly, the proof of work system. And they know that. They're propping up Bitcoin and Ethereum while they talk about climate and all that and how they care about that. Meanwhile, over here, you've got XRP that already is climate friendly, and the United Nations is recognizing it. Don't they look like a bunch of horses' asses? I mean, come on. Now, it says Zhang will develop carbon credit solution on the XRP ledger for the issuance of tokenized carbon credits in accordance with standards set by the leading industry working groups. These groups, and I pulled one of them here just to show you something interesting. One of those groups is Global Blockchain Business Council, and I thought this would go in the All the World's a Stage file because our old buddy Joseph Lubin is with the Global Blockchain Business Council. He's one of the people. All right. Gold Telegraph. Russia and China have been stockpiling gold for years. Now an independent Russian-Chinese financial system is coming that will not depend on outside influences such as SWIFT. Are you starting to understand why I've been covering Russia and China for years? Okay, folks, you can see all this unfolding. Now, speaking of some controversy, you want some controversy? Check this out. David Schwartz is replying to this guy's tweet. This guy says, I sold all the rest of my Ethereum today for Bitcoin. Just can't justify owning a broken protocol. Nobody I know uses Ethereum. All the people that I know that used it are now using Solana for DeFi, NFTs, and speculation. Not sure what other use Ethereum can possibly have. David Schwartz replies to him, nobody I know uses Ethereum. It's too congested. Go down further. Just think of how congested Ethereum would be if people were using it. It would be completely unusable. ETH is dead. I mean, what in the world, folks? We live in an upside down world, folks. Now, this article right here just hit me the wrong way, and I had to call this guy out. The guy that wrote this, his name is Alex Dovbinya. Former SEC boss Clayton comments on Ripple lawsuit. I'll show you what got to me here. Here's his article down here at the bottom. He says, Ripple executives have shied away from peddling conspiracy theories about conflicts of interest, but Garlinghouse did say the timing of the lawsuit was sketchy in September. I take issue with his words here, folks, because this completely, I believe it's a complete attempt to try to minimize all of the facts, not conspiracy, but facts that we have dug up. Facts, video evidence, their own words, folks. So I called him out. Hey, Alex, you owe it to your audience to know the facts before you start throwing around phrases referencing Jay Clayton's conflicts of interest as peddling conspiracy theories about conflicts of interest. Here are the facts. And I gave him John Deaton's The Facts That Are Not in Dispute. You can't read through that. Nobody has challenged any of that. Not a word. We hadn't heard a peep from any of them. And we won't, because we got them. We got the video. We got the timeline. I'm going to finish with this. John Deaton, inspired by 8,000 messages to all 100 senators and 420 representatives through Crypto Law Connect to Congress in a few hours, I'll be releasing a 1-minute video campaign motivating all crypto holders to contact Congress. Gary declared war. Never surrender. I agree with John Deaton. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that ProCoinNews.com is not just my favorite crypto news site. They are also the official sponsor of the Digital Asset Investor Hunting and Fishing Club.